know I keep saying it, but just ain't got no money, man. Dang. Trying to keep flying around. Wind. It's irritating, but what can you do? Ain't gonna worry about it. Gonna preach the gospel anyways. All right. Okay. So I got what I wanted. Go ahead and get started. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to turn to the east, and I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. All right, next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety. All you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless whether people hear or whether they forbear. All right. And it's another week out here prophesying. Okay, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right, which also is known as America, the land of the north, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. All right, and preaching the good news, meaning the gospel, to the Lord's chosen people, who are the Hebrew Israelites, the biblical Hebrew Israelites. All right, which consist of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right, all that are on this sign right here. All right, and then of course you have those that the speckled bird, those that are scattered amongst the nations that may look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, so if this word resonates with you, all right, then Lord, maybe you might be an Israelite, and if you are, you need to repent, get right with the Lord before it's too late, because all these prophecies that we speak of, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, all these things will happen in your lifetime. All right, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, man. The message for today is pretty much, I got a title for it. All right, it's a little harsh. It says, if you got the truth, all right, if you got the truth, get up off your ass and get out there and preach, man. All right, if you got the truth, get up off the couch, put the potato chips down, and get out there and preach the word, man. All right, because that's what the Lord has commanded us to do. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and start with that. I was gonna start with something else, but we'll start with that. All right, I'm not gonna worry about the sign. If it flips, it flies, it is what it is. I'll grab it back. All right, St. John, I think it's 21, so I'm gonna start with. All right, this is when Lord Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right, when he was speaking to Apostle Peter, I believe it is, Simon Peter. All right, and bear with me. Okay, yep. This is the book of St. John, chapter 21, and I'm gonna start at verse, let's see. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, this is now the third time that Yahushua showed himself to his disciples. After that, he was risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? And he saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. All right. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, Yahushua, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Okay, so this commandment from the Lord. All right, and he was, of course you're speaking to Simon Peter, but, he's talking to all of us, man. All of you that call yourselves a man of the Lord. All right, you say you got the truth. You say you got the knowledge. All right, what are you supposed to be out here doing, man? You're supposed to be out here on the highways and byways feeding the Lord's sheep. All right, prophesying, fulfilling that role of the elect, okay? Because, and what made me think about this topic is that you have a lot of people, especially on the internet, man. This truth, this gospel, meaning the good news, has really spread across the four corners of the earth by way of the internet. All right, that unicorn that's spoken of. Okay, so you got a lot of guys that they claim to have the truth, but they're not out here on the highways and byways prophesying, man. But the Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. All right, this is part of the righteous acts. All right, this is how you show the Lord that you have faith. Okay, let's go ahead and get that right quick. Matter of fact, all right, you know, the Christians, they believe that works play no part at all in being delivered. All right, now you're not going to be delivered by your works exactly. Okay, but you're going to be delivered by demonstrating that you have faith to the Lord, okay? Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to choose those who truly believe in him, all right? And what do you do when you believe in something? You take action, all right? Let's prove that right quick. Okay, this is James chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Okay, so if you say you got faith, but you have no works behind it, you're not doing anything about it, all right, then you really have faith. Because if you believe in the prophecies, you believe in what the Lord said he's going to do, what are you going to do? You're going to live according to what the prophecies say. You're going to play that role, the role of the elect, all right? And we are the hopeful elect. We're hoping that we, you know, give a good performance to the Lord, and he, you know, he sees our hearts and that we truly have faith, and he delivers us, okay? Let's get that again, James chapter 2 and verse 17. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. All right? So, if you say, once again, he says, show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show you my faith. I'm going to prove to you and to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's whose opinion really matters. All right, that's who we're really trying to impress. All right, I'm going to show you my faith by my words. Okay, you can't just say you got faith. Even the devils, even Esau said he believed in the Lord, right? But what do his works show? What does his actions show? Okay, his actions show that he's a devil. This is James, continuing on, James 2 and verse 19. It says, thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. All right, who is that? Esau. Okay, and then of course, you know, what's it called? Like the heathens, all these different heathens, man, and 2/3 of their own people. They say they believe in the Lord, but when it comes to doing the works of Yahweh Shai, they reprobate. And part of those works is going out here and preaching the word, man, preaching the gospel. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my lambs. If you love me, feed my sheep. All right. Let's get another scripture. Let's go to the book of 1 John. It is, I believe. That's where I want to go. Oh no, Slakia. 3 John actually is what I want. All right. This is a third epistle of John. It's only one chapter. All right. Slakia, bear with me. Find the one I'm looking for. Okay. 3 John. First chapter, only one chapter. And let's see. Right here, verse 11. That's what I want. It says, beloved, all right, beloved, you hopeful elects, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of the Most High, but he that doeth evil hath not seen the Most High, okay? So, you know, of course, that goes into obedience to the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, but also keeping the commandments of the Lord. All right, and what did he gave that great commission? He gave that great commission to all his apostles, the disciples, all right, and those that claim to be men of the Lord. He gave that great commission to go out there and preach the gospel. And really, all right, this is a great honor, man. Let's go to the book of 1 Timothy chapter 1. All right, because really, at the end of the day, none of us really deserve this truth, man. All right, we're blessed greatly to be given, all right, the opportunity to be servants of the Lord. All right, because once again, this is, and I did a video on this last week. This is like a movie. All right, this is the Lord's movie, and everybody's playing their role. So we're lucky that we got the role of the prophets, the role of the hopeful elect. All right, and the hope for 144,000. This is 1 Timothy chapter 1. All right, and I'm gonna get verse. I'm gonna start at verse. Let's see, verse 11. It says, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed power which was committed to my trust. All right, and what's that glorious gospel? The prophecies, man. All right, salvation, being freed from the hands of our enemies, man, from the wicked, okay? That's the glorious gospel. And this is Apostle Paul speaking. He said it was committed to my trust, all right? Continuing on, it says, 1 Timothy 1:12 now. And I thank Hamashiach Yahushai, our Lord, who hath enabled me, for that he counted me faithful, putting me into the ministry. So the Lord has enabled us and counted us faithful, all right? He's the one that chose us out of this wicked, sinful kingdom, out of all the Israelites in the world. He's the one that chose us to come out here and preach this word, man. All right, that's a beautiful thing, okay? That's a lot. Get bear with me. Let me pull up a scripture real quick. My tablet that I want to get later. Okay, boom, got it. All right, continuing on. 1 Timothy 1:13 now it says, who was before a blasphemer and a persecutor and injurious. All right, so he spoke blasphemy. He was a persecutor of the saints, and he was injurious. All right, he might have beat up or got physical with some of them. But I obtained mercy because I did it ignorantly in unbelief. And the grace of our Lord was exceeding abundant with faith and love, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. So this being brought into this ministry, being counted faithful to be ministers of the Lord. All right. This is all through grace, man. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. It says, in the grace of our, I'm gonna read that again. And the grace of our Lord was exceeding abundant with faith and love, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation, that Hamashiach Yahushai came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Okay, and the only ones that could really sin are the Israelites, because we're the only ones that were given the law, statutes, and commandments. Other nations, they don't, I guess they could break them, but they never were made aware of the things pleasing unto the Most High anyways. All right, he never, Psalms 147 down at the bottom, it tells you he showeth his judgments to Jacob and giveth his statutes to Israel. Roughly paraphrasing, but anyways, he came to save the sinners of his people. All right, it says, howbeit for this cause I obtained mercy, that in me first Yahushai Hamashiach might show forth all long suffering for a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him to life everlasting. Okay, so we're like that pattern, the beginning of the beginning and an example to those that will later believe. All right, by the preaching of the gospel. Okay, and like I said, it's really a blessing, man. So we ought to be thankful for it, that the Lord chose us. All right, out of all the Israelites in the world. Let's go ahead and get that right quick, because you have to be chosen for this, man. But once again, if you say you got the truth, why are you not out here on the highways and byways teaching, man? All right, this is the greatest thing, the greatest job that the Lord could possibly give. All right, that of the elect, of the hopeful elect, and the hopeful 144,000. Dang, man, it's blowing a lot tonight. It's all good. St. John chapter 15 and verse 16. This is the whole reason, all right, why the Lord has woken us up. Okay, and I'm gonna start. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at St. John 15 and 14. It says, "Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you." Okay, so you want to be a friend of the Lord? What do you got to do? You got to do what He commands you to do. Okay, and what's that? That's to feed His flock, feed His sheep. All right, and also He says in John, what's that? John 14, I believe. He said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Okay, so these are not suggestions. These are not, maybe, well, if you feel like doing it. No, these are commandments of the Lord. All right, He's commanding you, all right, to obey the law, such commandments to the best of your ability. All right, and also to be out here feeding His flock. All right, but continuing on, let's get that again. St. John 15 and verse 14. "You are my friends if you do what I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you." All right, so He says, I call you friends because, see, a servant, which, we are in bondage to Yahushai, but a servant, okay, a servant doesn't know what's going on. See, the Lord has given us this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. He's unlocked the prophecies for us, and now we got the playbook. All right, the Heavenly Father, gave it to Him, and now He's giving it to us. I also said this is a great gift. All right, but what does it come with? It comes with us being commissioned to go out there and preach the gospel, man. All right, it says, let's get that again. St. John 15 and 15. "Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you." It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall seek, whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. Okay, so the Lord said, he said, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. You're handpicked. The men that were given to the Lord, all right, out of the earth, okay, out of the world. Hey, bro. So like, bear with me. Let me see if I can maybe tilt it a little bit more this way so it doesn't keep tipping over. This is getting on my nerves. What can I do? It's all good. Lord's will, I'll be able to get an actual sign holder. I'm sick of this. But, yep, there you go. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm not even going to keep putting it back up. It's just annoying. Anyways, all right, threw me off a little bit. Let's go. Let's get Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. I already got it pulled up on the tablet. All right. As I said before, we're prisoners of Yahweh Shai. We're prisoners of hope. Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, it's Apostle Paul speaking, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. All right. He says, I beseech you that you walk worthy, okay, of the vocation of which you are called. All right. So he said, the Lord called you into the ministry to teach the word. All right. And you ought to walk worthy of that. Okay. You ought to be out there, giving 110%. You can't be lukewarm. All right. You can't be. This ain't just a Sunday thing. All right. This is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the whole week. All right. 365 days a year. You got to be out there preaching the word, man. It's not just like I said, it ain't like the Christian church where you just go to, you go on Sunday, you listen to them sing and dance and then a motivational speech, and you go home, and then, Monday through Saturday, you living like the devil. You out there, doing drugs, selling drugs, committing adultery, lying, stealing, cheating, right? It ain't, no, man. The Lord, he said, I beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation by which you are called. All right, and what are you called to do? To bring forth fruit. All right, you're called to bring back interest on what the Lord has gathered. All right, on what the Lord has given you. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to the book of Matthew, the 25th chapter. All right, the parable of the talents. Let's go ahead and get that right quick. All right, so Matthew chapter 25. Bear with me. Let me find it right quick. Salakia. All right, here we are. All right, Matthew chapter 25 and verse, let me see. Okay, Matthew 25, and I'm gonna start at verse, Salakia. Okay, boom. Matthew 25 and 14, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Okay, so who is that man? That man that traveled to a far country is Yahweh Shai. All right, and the goods that he delivered unto us is 100% truth according to the Bible. All right, and Yahweh Shai, where's that far country? All right, that far country is him sitting at the right hand of the Heavenly Father until the time of judgment. All right, until the end of this world. It says, and unto one he gave 5 talents, and the talent, and obviously in modern day English, a talent is like it's a gift that the Lord gives you to be able to have a certain ability. But in this context, it's really talking about money. Okay, this context right here is talking about money. But you can translate it into, or you can. I just want to qualify it. You can use it as, the Lord has given you a gift of preaching. To preach the word, right? But once again, you're not supposed to just sit on that. You're supposed to be out there doing the work. So we're gonna read it though. All right, Matthew 25 and verse verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another and to another to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. So he doubled it. And likewise he that received 2, he also gained another 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. See, so once again, it's talking about, You know, his parable's really going into money. All right, but you can use it as abilities. All right, it says, continuing on, after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. So he that received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. All right, so he said, so when the man came back, all right, which represents the end of the world, okay, he's going to be looking at what you did. He's going to be looking at your works. He said, did you go forth? He said, I chose you to go forth and bear fruit. Did you do that? Did you multiply with what I gave you, right? Okay, continuing on, it says, so like it, St. Matthew 25, and where I'm at verse, I'm at verse, okay, 21. All right, so his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. That's what we want to hear. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Okay, so that's representative of the kingdom of heaven. He says, I made you. He said, I gave you few things, all right, which on this side we have very little, you know, but the Lord, he has blessed us with what? This knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which is going to lead us into the kingdom, into the joy of the Lord, as it says. All right. Okay, Matthew 25 and 22 now. He also that had received the 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained another 2 talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. All right. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. So that also goes to show you that, you know, in the truth, you have some men that are going to have more than others. All right. Every man has been given according to his measure. You're going to have some men that have more than others, right? But at the same time, all right, the Lord, he's still going to reward with the kingdom, all right? But it's just about being faithful with what the Lord does give you, all right? And how do you do that? You go out and you do your best to multiply, all right? Like myself, you know, I came into the truth, I would say, kind of late, all right? I didn't, you know, I came in the truth only like maybe a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years, probably about 2 years now, all right? But, I mean, I jumped out there jumped up the porch right away, man. A few months, I was studying, I was out there hitting the streets before I knew that a great millstone was in my city that I was in at the time, you know? And once again, that's how we all ought to be. We ought to be on fire for the Lord, you know? But my point is that I don't personally, this is my personal opinion, I don't think I'm that great of a teacher. Honestly, I really don't. But if I can just bring one person into the truth, all right, if I could just bring one person into the truth, you know, in Lord's will, that the Lord accounts me worthy of bearing fruit, and I you know, I'll be delivered and enter into the joy of the Lord, enter into the kingdom, you know. So I just go out there and do the best of what I got. That's what it is, man. But like I said, me personally, I don't feel like I'm constantly thinking about how I can be a better teacher, how I can break down the scriptures, you know, and make it more in a way so people can understand, you know. But at the end of the day, I know it's up to the Lord. If he don't want you to get it, you're not going to get it. But, you know, I do it because, once again, I got faith, all right? You know, I truly believe in the promises of the Lord, all right? And I know that he's given me a certain level of understanding, so I go out there and I do the best with what I got, right? But that's how we all ought to be, man, because that's what we want to hear. We all, you know, I'm sure that I can speak for every brother of the hopeful elect, all right, that you want to hear the Lord say, well done, my good and faithful servant. All right, that's what we all want to hear, man. All right, nobody wants to hear what we're about to read right in the next few verses. Matthew 25 and verse, continuing on, Matthew 25 and verse 24 now. It says, then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. All right, so he said, I know you was a hard man, but I was afraid. All right, and that's, see, that spirit of fear. All right, dang, bro, you know, I'm about to just put this thing down, man. I'm sick of messing with it. Salakia. annoying. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stop using it until I get the actual stand. But anyways, all right. Anyways, as I was saying, man, you know, that spirit of fear, you know, you afraid of what the world thinks. You afraid of what your family gonna think. You know, you're afraid of suffering. You're afraid because, you know, women ain't gonna like you being a Hebrew Israelite. Maybe you ain't gonna pull all the ladies no more. All right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your mom, your parents, whatever, your family gonna turn against you. And that's pretty much what's gonna happen. All right. You know, but you're afraid. You got that, you know, afraid of your own shadow, that weak, that soft, you know, a bitch spirit, man. And that's gonna get a lot of people killed. All right, that's gonna get a lot of Jakes killed, man. You know, you weak, soft like that, because the Lord, like I said, he said, go out there and feed my sheep. You got it. Matter of fact, let's get a scripture. All right, this is 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2. I believe this is David talking to Solomon, you know, but it applies here. It says, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man. All right. He said, be thou strong and show thyself a man. All right. You got to be, you know, to be a man of the Lord, you got to endure hardness as a good soldier. You can't be scared. You can't be afraid, you know, to go out there and preach the word, man. All right. Now, if you feel like you don't have enough knowledge, that's cool. You just, you know, hook up with a brother that, you know, that has more knowledge with you than you do, that can be a speaker, and then maybe you just be his reader. Even that, you still putting in, you still, you know, doing your part in the ministry. You know, every brother's not going to be able to make 15, 20 videos a week. You know, some brothers, they just do the 3, and that's, you know, but they're still doing something. They still putting in, you know, and they giving the best. That's what it's really all about, man. Giving it all that you got to further, all right, to further the gospel, all right, to further the kingdom, man. You know, that's really what it's all about, offering up the spiritual sacrifices to the Lord, right? Like I said, you might not, you know, some brothers don't have as much knowledge as others, and that's okay, man. All right, but are you being sincere with the Lord and with yourself? You know, are you doing the best that you can to be a loyal and faithful servant to the Lord, man? All right, and to be a friend, because once again, he said, you're my friend if you do whatsoever I command you. All right, and that's what we want to be. We want to be, because everybody that's not a friend of the Most High, all right, that's not beloved of the Lord, when he comes back, it's going to be straight death and destruction, man. All right, straight and skinny, no chaser. Continuing on, St. Matthew 25 and verse, where am I at? St. Matthew 25 and verse, verse 25 again. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury, which usury means like interest. All right. It says, take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay, and that's what you see. That's a fearful thing. That's a fearful thing, man. Being cast into outer darkness. All right. It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd doth his sheep from the goats. All right, his sheep, all right, that's gonna be the elect, and the goats is all the rest of the people in the world, man. All right, and what's gonna happen to them? They're gonna be, you know, cast out into outer darkness. All right, but that's a fearful thing, man. All right, so that's the reason why, you know, we got faith in the Lord, so we're gonna do what we can to the best of our ability, and that's in the prophecies. All right, that's in the prophecies that the true men of the Lord, what are they gonna be doing? All right, they're not gonna be holding their peace day nor night. Let's go ahead and get that right quick. Isaiah chapter 62. All right, Isaiah 62 and verse, it's like it, bear with me. Isaiah 62 and verse 6. All right, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. All right, so those watchmen, okay, those are the servants of the Lord that he set up, that shall never hold their peace day nor night. All right, you gotta be on fire for the Lord, man. Yeah, you gotta be on fire for the Lord. All right, they're never gonna hold their peace day nor night. All right, and what does a watchman do? When he sees a sword coming, he blows that trumpet. So he's giving warning. All right, and that's what the prophecies is all about. That's what this warning of what the Heavenly Father is getting ready to do to the inhabitants of the earth for their wickedness. All right, so the watchmen, it says that they're never gonna hold their peace day nor night. All right, and truly, if you really got the truth, all right, if you really got the Spirit of the Lord, then you're not going to be able to contain it, man. All right? You're not going to be able to contain it. Let's get that right quick. Jeremiah, the 20th chapter. All right? Even when persecution arises, even when you're hated for the truth, people turn against you, your woman might leave you, your family turns against you, whatever. You might lose your job. All right? Whatever it is. All right? If you truly got the Spirit on you, you're not going to be able to contain it. You're going to have to go out there on the highways and byways and preach the word, man. All right, and let's prove that right quick. My favorite chapter is Jeremiah chapter 20. And let's see. I'm going to start at verse 7. Okay, this is going into how Jeremiah, he was lamenting, meaning he had sorrow because of the heavy persecution that he was going through at the hands of his people, man. All right, because Israel, Jacob is wicked as all hell, man. 2/3 of our own people, they're wicked as hell. And you're going to constantly go to and be in spiritual battle against 2/3 of our own people, against these heathens, and against Esau, even the so-called white man. All right, you're going to constantly be in spiritual battle against the false religions of the world, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, all this other stuff, man. All right, but back then, the prophet Jeremiah, all right, the Lord commanded him what to do. He went out there and did it, and of course, our people, they don't want to hear the truth. So what are they going to do? They're going to hate you. They're going to persecute you. Even so, to the point where they plotted to kill Jeremiah. But what did he say? He said the words were like fire in my bones, and I could not contain it. All right. If you truly got the Spirit, you're going to be of that same sentiment. So let's go ahead and bring that out right quick. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at verse. Where was I at? So I can bear with me. Okay, Jeremiah 20 and verse 7. It says, O Lord, Yahweh, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone, so it's getting dark. Everyone mocketh me. Okay, so he said, I'm gonna read that again. Read it all the way straight through. Jeremiah 20:7. O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me. He said, I'm in derision daily, and everyone mocks. All right, mocks mean like they make fun of, they ridicule. All right, they put down. That's a form of persecution, mocking and scoffing. Right? He says, I'm in derision daily, and everyone mocks at me. It says, for since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because that's what the prophet's really speaking on, man. The prophet's saying, that's why you're gonna be hated for this word, all right? Because you come to speak about violence and spoil. You're a watchman, so you're giving warning, all right? You're not gonna come and speak smooth things. You're gonna give them the 100% truth according to the Bible, man. According to the words of the Most High. It says, for since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So he said, because of the persecution that's coming up against me, he said, I'm not even going to speak about it. I'm not going to speak the words of the Lord. I'm not going to make mention of his name anymore, because I'm sick of it. But he said what? He said, but the words were as a fire in my bones, all right, which burned daily, and I could not contain it. Okay? So even though he was catching hell because of his testimony, because of you know, what he was preaching, all right, bringing up the prophecies that the Lord had put in his mouth, he said, man, I don't even want to speak no more. But he said, I got to, man. I can't contain it. All right, that's a true servant of the Lord right there. All right, continuing on, it says, Jeremiah 20 and verse 10, it says, for I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. Report, say they, and we will report it. All my familiars watch for my halting, saying, peradventure, he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. So they were giving him so much hell, and they hated him so much that they had plotted to put him to death for him preaching the word, man. That's how bad it got. And it's the same way now, man. The same spirits are back. All right, the prophets and the prophet killers are back out here today. All right, you got to be prepared, but that comes with faith too. All right, trusting in the name of the Lord, not moving in the fear of the flesh. All right, that's something can happen to you. You got to trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, you fear him over fearing Esau. You fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai over fearing 2/3 of our own people, man. All right, and you go out there and you bear forth fruit, right? But see, like I said, man, the whole point of me bringing this out is because you got a whole lot of social media Israelites, whole lot of comment board Israelites, keyboard warriors, and ain't none of them got the truth. Because if they did, if the Spirit of the Lord was truly on you, you're gonna be out there on the highways and byways preaching the word, man. All right. And you know, I know there's some of you that, you may know the word, right? But for whatever reason, there's something holding you back. You have fear of repercussions of being a servant of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, or fear of just anything. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm, But hey, just trust in the Lord. He's gonna guide you, man. All right, He's the one that's gonna put the words in your mouth. All right, like he told I forgot who it was, but he said I think maybe Luke the 14th chapter. All right, Yahweh he said fear not when you're brought before governors and rulers. All right, for I will put the words in your mouth of what to speak in that time. I'm just roughly paraphrasing. All right, but if the Spirit of the Lord is really dealing with you, that's what you're gonna be doing, man. You're going to be out here on the highways and byways preaching the word. Other than that, the Lord most likely ain't dealing with you, and you just need to keep your mouth shut and pray for the Spirit. All right, and take notes, study, take notes, be diligent in studying the word so that you can rightly divide the word of truth. Okay? But anyways, continuing on. All right, let's go to, actually, since I'm in Jeremiah already, I'm going to go here right quick. All right, this is going to be the role of the prophets. The role of the men of the Lord. This is what they're going to be doing in the time of the end. All right, Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, all right, meaning his mind, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right. So he says, I will give you pastors according to my heart, all right, my mind, and they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's what the servants of the Lord are going to do. All right, they're going to be prophesying, but they're going to feed you with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's spiritual food, man. Okay, they're not going to be, mocking and scoffing on the comment boards. All right, they're going to be out there on the highways and byways preaching the word, because this is where you're going to find wisdom at. You're going to find wisdom on the streets. All right, not in the temple made with hands. All right, let's go to the book of Proverbs real quick. I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that right quick. I'm going to prove where you're going to find the men of the Lord at. So, bear with me. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 8, okay, and verse 1. It says, does not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? All right. Where's it going to do that at? It's going to tell you right here. It says, she standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entrance of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Okay? I'm going to wait till this motorcycle go by, man. All right, so that's where you're going to find. That's where you're going to find the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man, at the entrance of the gates of the city. Okay, and who is it calling out to? It says, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Okay, O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. All right, it says here, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All right, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are plain. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Okay, but once again, where is it going to be found? Out in the chief place of the concourse, man. The entrances, the gates of the city. All right, so you're not gonna. The 100% truth is not going to be found on comment boards. All right, with keyboard warriors. Okay. Now you can find it on YouTube, but even that, it's recordings of brothers out there on the highways and byways. That's where it's gonna be found, man. So if you got the truth, that's where you ought to be. All right, listen. And now that it's getting dark, I gotta switch to my tablet. All right, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 20. All right, Sirach, chapter 20, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 20 and verse 30. It says, I'm gonna start at 30. Shalakia. It says, wisdom that is hid and treasure that is hoarded up, what profit is in them both? Okay, so if you hide your wisdom, then what does it profit anyone? All right, it says, better is he that hideth his folly than a man that hideth his wisdom. So you constantly, putting your folly out there. You probably on social media, posting all kind of nonsense, all kind of foolishness, things that are going to amount to nothing. But then you say you got the truth and you ain't bringing that out. That don't make any sense. Let's read that again. Sirach 20 and 31. Better is he that hideth his folly than a man that hideth his wisdom. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. Okay, that's a beautiful scripture right there. I really just meant to get 31, but you ought not to hide your wisdom, man. That's the Lord tells you to pretty much go out there and preach my word, bring it out. All right. So let's get Sirach 39 next, because it tells you that he who is giving his mind to the law of the Most High. All right, that eventually, what is he going to do? He's gonna start pouring out wise parables, and I just read to you where wisdom is going to be found at. All right, so this is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. All right, that's what you ought to be doing in your free time, seeking out the wisdom of the ancient and being occupied in prophecies. It says he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he have tried the good and the evil among men. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplications for his sins. When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. All right. So when that spirit hits him, what is he gonna do? All right. It says he's gonna pour out wise sentences. Okay. And where is he gonna do that? On the highways and byways. He's gonna preach the word, man. Or just wherever, man. Wherever the spirit tells him to start preaching the word, he's gonna do that. He's gonna be a servant of the Lord. It says he shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and in his secret shall he meditate. Listen to this. Woo, powerful. Psalms 39, Sirach 39 and 8. He shall show forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. How is he going to do that? As we just read, man, wisdom is going to cry out on the streets. Okay? So he's going to show forth that which he hath learned. So you study, you learn, and then you go out and you bring it out. Okay? Because why? Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai is the one that gave you those talents. He's the one that gave you the ability. He's called you into the ministry so that you can go forth and show what you have learned. All right? Continuing on, Sirach 39 and 9, it says, many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endureth, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. And that's literally going to happen with the elect, all right? It's literally going to happen with the elect. And we see the righteous men of our forefathers that are still, renowned unto this day, okay, for their works, Prophet Jeremiah, Prophet Isaiah, Malachi, Habakkuk, Joel, Amos, even Jonah, all right, even though he tried to run from the Lord. But that's another thing, see, you can't run from the Lord, man. If he wants you, he gonna get you, all right? If he wants you, he gonna get you, and you're gonna do what the Lord has created you to do, if you're of the elect. If you're not, then you're gonna make excuses, you're gonna mock, you're gonna scoff at the men that are actually doing the work, all right, and you're just gonna be a keyboard warrior all the way up until the missiles come and burn you up, all right, or until Jacob's trouble comes, all right? Continuing on though, it says, let's see, Sirach 39 and 10. Nation shall show forth his wisdom, and the congregation shall declare his praise. If he die, he shall leave a greater name than 1,000. If he live, he shall increase it. All right, that's beautiful right there. Yep. So if he lives, he's gonna continue to show forth that wisdom. He's gonna increase his I guess you could say notoriety, but it's not about vainglory on this side. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna lift up those who have suffered with him, man. All right, and part of that suffering is going to have preaching the gospel. And then, once again, not only is a commandment from the Lord, all right, to go out and preach the gospel, but also to reprove the people. All right, Isaiah 58 and 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. So he said, cry aloud and spare not, meaning don't spare no feelings. Bring out the 100% truth according to the Bible, regardless of whether they hear or whether they forbear, regardless of whether they like it or not, man. All right, you got to bring out that 100% truth according to the Bible. And I'm gonna close out soon. It's I've been working like crazy, so I haven't I didn't have to. I wish I could have got out here earlier, but it's nighttime. I'm solo, so I'm gonna close out real soon. Unfortunately, I wish I could go longer, but anyways, all right. Lord, that's a commandment from the Lord, man. Cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, all right? Meaning, you can't have fear, all right? You can't be half-stepping it, man. You got to bring it out, You got to be right, as bold as a lion. Let's get that right quick. Proverbs 28 and 1, all right? Because the righteous, all right, they're not foolish. The righteous walk with wisdom, right? But when the time, when the time is appropriate, all right, the righteous are as bold as a lion, okay? When the time is appropriate. And when you're preaching the gospel, I bring out the 100% truth according to the Bible, that's that time. Proverbs 28 and 1, it says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion, all right? The righteous are as bold as a lion. So you got to be, bring out this truth with that veracity, all right? Sparing no feelings, man. 2 Timothy 4 and verse 2. All right, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right, it says, I charge thee therefore before the Most High, meaning charge, he commissions you. All right, I'm giving you this vocation. All right, I charge thee therefore before the Most High, and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season. All right, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. All right, any place, any time, you got to be ready to edify. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, and exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. All right, that's what you ought to be doing, man. Okay, preach the word, instant in season, out of season, reprove, meaning to correct our people with the words of the Bible. Rebuke, all right. Rebuke, that's like another correction, all right? Admonish, okay? Exhort, lift up, all right? Give them the words of truth. Feed them with knowledge, with understanding. Exhort with all long suffering and doctrine, all right? And you ought to covet to do this the same way that the 2/3 niggas of the world, they covet after money, women that aren't theirs, all the wicked things, the wicked desires. lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life. They covet after these things. The men of the Lord ought to be coveting to prophesy. Let's get that right quick. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 3. It says, actually, Slacky. 1 Corinthians, I could have got that, but 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 39 is what I meant to get. It says, wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. All right, covet to prophesy, man. Meaning that you ought to be desiring to go out there and hit the streets, man. You got to be on fire. Like I said, if that spirit's really on you, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be like a fire in your bones. You're not gonna be able to help it. You'll be like, I gotta go out there and hit the streets, man. I gotta go out there and prophesy. I gotta preach the word, man. All right. It's not gonna be a hassle to you. You're not gonna be thinking like, oh man, I gotta make another video today. No. Gotta hit the streets today. It ain't gonna be like that. All right. You're gonna be excited to get out there and preach for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right. So let's get Psalms 96. I'm gonna get a few more scriptures and get ready to wrap it up. Psalms 90. Oh, I'm thinking of Psalms 94. Salaki. Psalms 94. And let me see. About verse 16. All right. Yep. Psalms 94. At verse 16 it says, who shall rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Because the only ones that's really doing it, the only ones that are going to do that are the servants of the Lord, man. And that's the ones who he's going to save, because it tells you that the Lord is destroying the wicked with the spirit of his mouth. All right. And he's going to destroy them with the brightness of his coming. Okay. The spirit of his mouth is going out from the prophets, the servants of the Lord. All right. But he says, who, right? Let's get that again. Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, against Esau, Edom? All right, these heathen nations, these false religions of the world. All right, somebody has to go out there and break down these strongholds, man. Somebody with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding has to go out there and break down these false doctrines, these strongholds. All right, somebody has to do the work of a fisherman. Somebody got to do the work, man. All right, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? All right, we will. All right, the true servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And Lord's will we be that number, man. All right, Lord's will we be that number. And by doing this also, let's get this right quick. When you do this and you save a soul, all right, from death by getting a turn from sin, you also deliver your own self as well. James 5 and 20. All right, it says, and let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins. Okay, so how are you going to, how are people going to turn from sin and wickedness, all right, in a world where they've been programmed to do nothing but be wicked, if the Lord doesn't send servants to come and break down those strongholds, to correct them, to edify, to exhort, right? And like I said, so you know, when you do that, all right, you save a soul from death and hide a multitude of your own sins. All right, that's a beautiful thing right there. 1 Corinthians, once again, the Lord needs men to come out here and do this work. 1 Corinthians 14 and 3. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation and comfort. All right, so, you know, not only are we edifying, all right, feeding the flock, but also bringing that comfort, all right, comforting the listeners and ourselves as we bring out these prophecies, okay? You know, because it stirs up our pure mind of remembrance, all right, as it tells you in 2 Peter 3rd chapter. You know, we need to constantly be exhorting each other, you know, to keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether they heal, whether they forbear. Hey, the Lord is drawing near, man. A time is coming. It ain't time to be playing around, all right? It ain't time to be, you know, being lukewarm, okay? It's high time to wake out of sleep. All right, for our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. All right, and this is no light thing. Let's get that right quick. All right, this is a heavy, you know, a heavy commission, but, you know, it's going to be a great reward that comes with it, the kingdom. Isaiah 49 and 6. It says, and he said, is it a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation to the end of the earth. He says, is it a light thing that I sent you to raise up the 12 tribes? No, man, this is a heavy commission with a heavy reward, man. All right, matter of fact, let's read about that. A crown from the Lord's hand, okay? And ain't nothing greater than that. Ain't nothing greater than being exalted by the Lord himself. Ain't nothing greater than that, man. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 2. It's like it. The 2nd chapter. 2nd Ezra chapter 2. And verse let's see. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse let's see. Verse 42. My bad. It says, I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of his heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Okay? So, who is this? It's speaking of Yahushua. He set crowns on all these people here in this great assembly. All right. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I to greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. That stood stiffly, all right? Stiff meanings, let's get the definition of stiff, all right? He said, I'm going to crown them that stood stiffly for the name of the Lord. Let's get a definition on that word stiff, man, all right? I mean, they didn't get weak, they didn't get soft, all right? Stiff, it says, not easily bent or changed in shape. So you're stiff, you're hard, all right, and you're dedicated to preaching the gospel, man. All right, rigid, severe, or strong, okay? You're standing forth and showing thyself as a man, all right? In the face of adversity, you're as bold as a lion. You're not getting weak, not getting discouraged, but you go out there and preach the word. And that's the thing, you know, I don't want to say that because brothers are going to get, you're going to have times where you're feeling down. You know, some weeks you're going to be high, some weeks you're going to be low, but you got, you know, at the end of the day, you got to keep your eyes on the prize, man. Keep your eyes on the prize, on doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? That's what you got to keep your eyes on, man. All right, and that's being out here preaching this word. And then, of course, living it in your own life as well. All right? You can't just be a hearer of the word. You got to be a doer of it yourself. All right? Let's get a few more scriptures. Let's get, let's see, what I want next. I just about brought out, you know, I close out with this because I done pretty much brought out everything I wanted to get. I close out with the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14. All right. All right, here we are. Let's get that. Let's get it. All right. 2nd Ezra, chapter 14. And verse, so like you bear with me. All right, 2nd Ezra 14 and verse 13. I'm going to start there, close out with this. It says, Now therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. So you got to set your own house in order, but also go out and reprove the Lord's people as he commanded to do. All right? So set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, and comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. It says, Let go from thee mortal thoughts, and cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Cast away the burdens of man, like wanting to be rich, wanting to be a rapper, fame, you know, wanting all the beautiful women in the world. And that's, you know, I get it, man. Like, you know, every man wants and desires these things to a certain extent. You know, you want to be glorified, but and you want to have, you know, be enjoy the blessings that Yahweh Shai has to offer, but you got to go through this first. You got to run your course. All right, and part of that, being a servant of the Lord, is preaching the gospel, man. All right. And there's another scripture I could have got, but I'm not going to bring it out because it's dark. It's about almost pretty much pitch black out here, so I'm going to close out. But continuing on, it says, and this is the reason why, because you want to be delivered from what I'm about to read right here. 2 Ezra 14-16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. All right, and that's what the Lord is getting ready to bring, man. All right, greater evils, but that which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. All right. So it's about to get real bloody out here, man. Okay? And who is the Lord going to protect in that day? He's going to protect his servants. Everybody else, they're going to die. All right? But those who did the work of Yahweh Shai, they're going to be delivered in that time, man. All right? So, you know, if you do got those talents, all right, like we read, if the Lord gave you the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, okay, then you don't want to be one of those who buried that talent, all right, who didn't do nothing with it, all right, who kept it inside. You want to be one of those who went and multiplied, who bear fruit, because that wicked and unfaithful servant that was afraid, he was scared and all that. He was weak, he was soft. You know what's going to happen to him? He's going to be cast out into outer darkness. All right, as it says, the fearful, the abominable, none of these are going to inherit the kingdom, man. All right, and you don't want that. You want to be accounted worthy, all right, to escape all these things that shall come to pass. All right, you want to hear, enter thou into my chambers. All right, that's what you want to hear in that day. But that's going to be reserved for the elect. And the elect is going to be out here on the highways and byways, all right, prophesying the word, keeping the commandments of the Lord. And hey, that's pretty much it. So, all right, I'm going to close out with that, man. Lord's will was edifying. All right, so Laki, I am real tired, so I'm, not as sharp today. And hey, it is what it is, though. But once again, it's the same thing, man. All right, regardless, still got to come out here and preach the word. It's in season, out of season. And, for those of you brothers that are doing what you're supposed to be doing out there on the highways and byways, Lord's will, you continue to keep pushing all the way into the end, because he who endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, and Lord's will I make it, and I see you brothers in the chariot. So that being said, as always, I want to close out and give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, and closing out with double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone and teacher who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether we're here or whether they forbear. Until next time, shalom and abide ball. All right, Lord's will, I'll be back out here tomorrow. Shalom.